This is Talking My Walking. I am Rodrigo Ribeiro, just another voice in the wilderness. Today I want to talk about the survival of the fittest or the survival of the meanest. I think it is not difficult to understand that capitalism and imperialism are systems that where the triumph of the meanest is obvious. Not because all entrepreneurs or people with good ideas that start a business and even become very rich are meanest, have to be meanest, because it's not the case for sure. There are many people, they are smart, they are industrious, so they work hard, they know how to organize people, and that, all that, those characteristics that are required to be um, entrepreneurial in the good sense. But the ones that end up controlling the system, the economic system, the financial system, the political system, and the cultural system, are those that lack. They are not the fittest. They might use the fittest. They might use the smartest, the more ingenious, the more hardworking, but they themselves are not. They are the meanest. And this is very important to understand, because we have a whole system. We have this whole system, this societal system, and this civilizational system based on this rule. This is not a principle. This is a rule. I mean, it can be a principle too, but is kind of the uh, inherent rule, the rule that nobody sees, but everybody obeys, and it is this is obviously sick, because we have been ruled mainly by psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissistics, opportunists without any scruples, megalomaniac people, people that do not care, people that will resort to all means. I mean, they don't care. Violence, deceit, any anything for any means or all means are legitimate to achieve their objectives of wealth accumulation, power concentration, and control, monopoly. The name of the game is monopoly. Is global control. I mean, there's a lot of you find the diversity of personalities and the temperaments. That means that we can find oligarchs and plutocrats and of all types. Okay, that is true. That because it has their in these idiosyncratic characteristics plus their personal experience. So they will become eventually unique in their way of trying to be the meanest, and using the people that are really the fittest, the ones that have the characteristics to to serve the community. Because being the fittest is meaningless in a species like ours, a sociocultural species like ours. You only become the fittest in relation to the rest of the community, and you only be eventually if one of us in our community is better than others in some aspects or skills, we will lack others. We complement each other. We are not better. We might be wiser in some sense, but how many times do we fall short? I mean, do we make fools of ourselves in the presence of people that are humble, that are not sophisticated culturally speaking or academically speaking, but they have knowledge, they have experience, they have something that we can learn from them. And if we lack humbleness, that's we that are wrong, that have been indoctrinated and instrumentalized to feel and perceive ourselves as superior or as this or as that, when in fact we are not. We depend on each other for many things. I mean, this should be obvious. So, this is all myths. About the survival of the fittest. It depends on many factors and circumstances. Obviously, that the ones in some circumstances, as it is obvious, some features might be more useful to allow to optimize survival. But in other circumstances, it can be and if the circumstances change, it's just a stupid idea. You know, it's not because it's totally wrong, and that's the problem with most ideas of human beings. Is that we take. I mean, we sometimes the ideas that we should the ideas or the circumstances or the events or the trends that we should be serious, take them seriously, we don't. We don't care, we just let them progress and become dominant and eventually destroy our societies, and we just get along. Go along to get along. And sometimes when we should pay, we just take some things that are obviously totally wrong, and we just okay, this is and this is a human problem. This is part of the human condition that we need to understand. If we ever want to build a society that is truly humane, you know, I don't want to paint a picture, a rosy picture about the good savage, you know, that civilization destroys our humanity. But the type of civilization that we have, that I call it imperialistic civilization paradigm, it has destroyed our humanity. It has uh, it has made us, um, uh, we were made to confuse technological evolution, artistic engineering, and architectural sophistication. You know, praise artists, praise scientists, praise mathematicians, praise philosophers, praise this, praise that. And we took it, we learned that we identify the patterns, okay? This is very important to understand. The patterns, we identify the patterns as if as if, I mean, these things run inside our subconscious minds as the patterns, the a substrate, a sociocultural, psychological, psychosociocultural substrate that feeds our perception, how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive the world, how we build relations. And then the point is, the things we built, and the artistic achievements, those things that have to do with particular skills that some of us have these are kind of exceptions, okay? Because we need to be exceptionally skilled in certain in specific skills to become exceptional in what we do, in a specific art expression, or writing, or as a mathematician, or as this or as that. Is that good or bad in itself? It's not bad. Okay, there is nothing wrong in us as individuals to express and to develop our best skills. Okay, the problem is with idolatry. The problem is when we secondize, when life and nature become in second place, and we, instead of understanding culture in the web of nature, we start to have the patterns, the mental patterns, the mental maps, as culture versus nature, as culture here, society here, nature there. Nature as something to plunder, something at our disposal. And we build the narratives, the cosmologies to justify it, because we can justify anything and everything. As the same goes for life, we separate this dualistic view, humanity, from the rest of life. And instead, as we evolved as a species, to understand that it is not humanity versus life, it is humanity in the web of life. Okay? I have to make a short interruption.